is the paper. It's called Evidence-Based Practices for Assessing Students' Social and Emotional Well-Being. It's written by a team of people from Stanford, from Education Analytics and Core District. Core is the core curriculum that US uses. So obviously there will be reflection of the core curriculum here. And as I said in the beginning, the concern primarily is how soon we can bring our students back to a happy world where they are feeling socially and emotionally uplifted to participate in learning activities. What are the major issues that we are facing, according to this paper, is that there has been disruption at several fronts because of the pandemic. And because of that, there is a new focus on social and emotional well-being that needs to be brought in. There are new issues in terms of the mental and emotional health of students. They are undergoing depression, and this depression is not restricted to just a few grades. This depression is even at primary grades, जहाँ पर हमें लगता था कि बच्चा हमेशा खुश रहता है. Even in younger classes, there are signs of depression. There are signs of non-social. A 6-year-old, 7-year-old is assumed to be a very social person, but that there are signs that is not true anymore. There could be certain aspects of social and emotional problems that could emerge even in younger students. I think that's very important. The second important thing is the support, the social support system has also changed. I think the kind of trauma that some of the students might have gone through, and where we really felt that the structure of friends, neighbors helping neighbors and friends helping friends, that really did not work during the pandemic. A lot of us were helpless and we could not help others. So there was a social support system for every child, which has also been disrupted. He has seen the disruption where their families have been left on their own, and nobody has, that family does not have that support from others. So we were basically, during the pandemic, we were all on our own trying to survive that big wave. So there is a disruption to social systems. And also there is a disruption to learning environment. Obviously, there was a huge switch going from offline to online mode, which students had to go through. And then again, as if learning environments are just light switches, again, suddenly they are coming from online to offline. So this has been very two sudden changes in the learning environment for students. So that's something that needs to be addressed. And the paper also suggests that to assess social and emotional well-being of students, we can use the tools, the assessment, measurement instruments. Sometimes they're called instruments. So we can measure the social and emotional well-being through instruments and tools that were developed before the pandemic. So they are still valid today. What are the strategies, the broad level strategies that all of us need to work on? We need a comprehensive system for monitoring student well-being. So our concern and care, obviously we all care about it, but sometimes we don't have a system in place that monitors the student well-being on a regular basis. I think these systems will need to be developed. And when we talk about these systems, they can help educators to support students in schools and in the school and in the classroom. So the system should have guidelines on how this help will be provided. Is it through a one-to-one, counseling session, mentoring session, or is it maybe workshops being done? maybe activities being done in the school. So how would this support be provided to the student? That has to be now defined. The system should also very clearly mention how and when will a teacher recommend a particular student to a counselor. So what are the signs where because let's face it, I'm a math teacher. I know mathematics. I'm a very compassionate person, so I can help children. But that really does not qualify me to help a student come out of deep trauma when it's a deep social or emotional trauma. I'm not qualified to do that. So sometimes you need qualified people to address those concerns. So the system should define, it should not be left to the decision of an individual, but it should be very well clearly mentioned, and it should not be individual-led decision. Also, there are a lot of available instruments, tools, surveys, which can help us. The system should define what those tools are. How would we measure the social and emotional well-being? And these are all available for free on the internet, and that can be picked up from there. Another strategy is that we have to understand that all these assessments are valid only if we have a larger, strategy in place of helping students. So we have to design a strategy on how do we want to support students. When we are creating surveys, the paper does mention that it has to be concise and efficient. So not all surveys work. So we have to really, and that is one of the reasons why it's important for us to design the survey properly or customize the survey properly. It should be concise and efficient, and it should be used to really measure things that cannot be observed. So for example, mindsets of students or circumstances of students, which you may not be able to observe in the classroom. For those, surveys are a very, very efficient way of managing that. They should be used as a support mechanism within monitoring strategies and observation strategies. So they can be given to selected group of students who are indicating some problems, or they can be given to all students, but that's your choice how you want to do that. One of the most important strategies to consider is the privacy strategies. It's really important that as an institute and as a teacher, we must make sure that any information, any data collected through any means, whether it's observation or whether it's survey, has to be protected very clearly. And the paper clearly identifies that privacy does not mean that these surveys have to be anonymous. They can be non-anonymous also, but they need to be protected. You cannot share that with any third party. And third party is defined as the party who does not need to know that information. So for example, if the class teacher is observing something, or she has had a dialogue with a student and she observes something wrong, she does not really have to tell that to other subject teachers unless it is required for them to know it. So third party primarily means that the student is the first party, the observer is the second party, or the measurer or the evaluator. Anybody else is a third party. So we cannot, so third party does not mean, somebody outside the school. The third party can be within the school also. So we need to keep that in mind. What should be avoided? Very clearly, when you are creating a survey, it should not have questions, it should not have items that rekindle the trauma, that stigmatize a student or they marginalize a student. So I think that's very important, that the survey questions have to be, verbalized in a very accurate manner. Usko yaad nahi karana hai. Agar if he has gone through that trauma, we don't need to reinforce or rekindle that trauma. That's very important. And also, we need to remember that if a survey is poorly designed, then sometimes you may not be able to interpret the results. And therefore, it is important. See, not everybody is equipped or skilled at designing a good survey. So unless and until you have a counselor who has understood how surveys can be designed, we should not play around, because these surveys can have sometimes harmful impact also. Some of the strategies, and Shilpi Gill, who's not here right now, has helped us draft the quiz as well as some of the suggested plans, because we thought we'll hear it from a principal. Important thing for schools to do: empower teachers to focus on SEL. Also, design a comprehensive monitoring system with clear goals. The system should define how students will be observed, how the record keeping will happen, and what kind of interventions can be recommended by teachers. So all of these needs to be written down as part of a system and not left to the prerogative of a particular individual, no matter how experienced that person is. We need to define support strategy for different age groups of students. Primary would have separate and secondary would have separate. So based on the age group, and even maybe there could be gender sensitive support strategy also. Very clearly create and communicate the privacy policy. I think that's very important. We need to build the trust with the parents also and with the students also, because they might wonder, why are you asking them these questions? And to help them understand why your good intent, I think a privacy policy needs to be communicated clearly to parents as well as to students. For teachers, I think, as Colonel Rajesh had mentioned last time very clearly, it's important to prioritize the connection, the emotional connection, rather than the cognitive learning. I'm very sure if they're happy, they'll start to learn very fast. So teachers need to really not worry about the syllabus and the exam, but really need to look at how well they're connecting with their children. Maslow, the different needs of Maslow, safety, for example. I think Aditi had written a comment to me that the safety, not just in school, but also at home, which includes the physical safety, the emotional safety, and sexual safety of kids. That has to be ensured, and parents have also, you need to educate them on that aspect. And also the paper recommends, we also feel that the more opportunities we provide students to interact and collaborate at school and beyond, so collaborative projects, interactions with each other, I think that would help them come back to a normal state, and that needs to be planned by all teachers. Just a quick look at 3 of our workshops that cover these things in detail. So we have a workshop on preparing students for active learning, essentials of mentoring skills, and strengthening educator-student relationship. So these 3 workshops actually cover these aspects in more detail. So I'm going to stop this here.